Google is under fire for allegedly throttling YouTube performance for users who run ad blockers. The tech giant is accused of slowing down video playback intentionally. Reports have surfaced globally showing users with ad blockers experiencing delayed load times, unresponsive pages, or constant buffering on YouTube. This slowdown appears to be part of Google's larger effort to discourage ad blocker usage, preserving its massive advertising revenue from YouTube. Many users say the slowdown only began after YouTube's recent updates, particularly when ad blocking software was detected in their browser. Online communities like Reddit and Hacker News are flooded with complaints. Users claim Google is targeting them unfairly. Independent tests reveal significant slowdowns when ad blockers like uBlock Origin or AdBlock Plus are enabled while watching YouTube. One user shared that YouTube videos take up to 10 seconds longer to start with ad blockers turned on, a clear sign of manipulation. Developers dove into the code and found obfuscated JavaScript likely designed to delay functionality when ad blockers are detected. Experts suggest that YouTube might be injecting artificial delays in the video player initialization process as a deterrent tactic. This raises serious questions. Is YouTube prioritizing ad revenue over user experience, especially when people just want smooth content playback? Google's business model heavily depends on advertising. YouTube alone generated over $40 billion in ad revenue last year. Ad blockers pose a threat to that model. Millions of users block ads to avoid intrusive or irrelevant content. But now, instead of improving ad quality, YouTube appears to be punishing users by degrading performance. This tactic has sparked debates over ethical tech practices. Should a company as large as Google limit access based on software preferences? Critics argue that these slowdowns amount to corporate coercion, forcing users to disable blockers to get basic functionality. Some call this the soft paywall, where content is free, but performance suffers unless you watch ads. This isn't the first time YouTube has fought back against ad blockers. Earlier attempts included pop-up warnings and playback pauses. But this time, it's sneakier. The average user might not even realize the slowdowns are deliberate. Google has not officially confirmed or denied throttling, but their silence speaks volumes to frustrated users. Meanwhile, browser developers are staying neutral, but some have suggested new privacy protections to bypass throttling tactics. Developers are now releasing open-source patches to detect and counteract YouTube's delay scripts. Privacy-focused users are moving to alternative platforms like PeerTube or Vimeo to avoid the YouTube ecosystem altogether. The Electronic Frontier Foundation, EFF, is closely watching the developments and may respond with legal commentary soon. Globally, regulators are now asking, could this be considered anti-competitive behavior by Google? In the European Union, such manipulations could potentially violate digital fairness rules under the Digital Services Act. Back in the US, consumer advocacy groups are gathering evidence to raise formal complaints to the Federal Trade Commission. YouTube Premium, the paid ad-free tier, continues to rise in subscriptions, possibly benefiting from the throttling backlash. But that raises a conflict of interest. Is Google intentionally degrading the free service to push paid users? Some users describe this as digital extortion, pay us or suffer. And the outrage is growing louder. Tech influencers and YouTubers are starting to speak up, warning their audiences about what's really happening. Several channels have tested the claims, showing side-by-side comparisons with and without ad blockers enabled. Google's dominance in the online video space means there's little recourse for most users. Even VPN usage or browser spoofing is no longer enough to bypass the slowdowns entirely. In many ways, this is a warning about how centralized the internet has become, controlled by a few powerful platforms. Digital rights activists argue that throttling undermines net neutrality principles and gives corporations unchecked power. So, what can users do now? For starters, consider supporting open-source ad blockers that adapt quickly. Use browsers like Brave or Firefox with strong anti-tracking features to regain some control. Monitor YouTube's behavior closely. If you notice slowdowns, report them publicly. Transparency can drive change. Don't forget, your viewing habits power the algorithm. Reducing time on YouTube can also impact their data and revenue. Tech communities are banding together to document these slowdowns and hold YouTube accountable. Some users are experimenting with browser extensions that simulate ad-free views to bypass detection. But it's a cat-and-mouse game. YouTube engineers constantly update systems to detect and stop such tricks. The line between user experience and corporate enforcement is becoming dangerously blurred. Advertisers too are watching this situation. They want ads seen, but not at the cost of user resentment. This controversy forces a bigger conversation: how do we balance ad-supported content with user freedom? Let's not forget, the internet's original promise was open, accessible content for everyone. Users are not just consumers. They are contributors, data providers, and revenue drivers. That deserves respect. Google's actions may be technically legal, but are they ethically sound? The debate is just beginning. Tech should empower users, not restrict them based on their tools or preferences. More transparency, fairer policies, and user-first design, that's what today's internet needs. Until then, stay alert. Watch for updates. Don't let corporations quietly degrade your experience. Use community tools to track slowdowns, share results, and inform others in real time. If enough users speak up, YouTube may have to reconsider these aggressive tactics. Already, pressure is building. The more visibility this issue gets, the more likely it is to change. It's not just about ads, it's about who controls the digital experience, you or big tech. As this story develops, we'll keep tracking the facts and reporting the truth. If you've experienced YouTube slowdowns recently, drop your thoughts in the comments below. This is your platform too. Don't stay silent if you're being nudged or manipulated. Thank you for staying informed. This issue affects millions, let's stay vigilant and united. That's all for today's analysis. If you found this informative, please like and subscribe for more breaking news coverage. Thanks for watching.